Hey everybody, it's Paul from Aerographical, and today we're going to be looking at the altimeter and how we animate the altimeter within PowerPoint. So, as always, first thing we need to do is insert our graphics. So we're just going to navigate to where they are on our PC and select the ones we want to put into our presentation. So that's the back I'm going to put in. I'm also going to insert the two pointers as well. I'm not going to put the third pointer in because that is the 10,000 marker. I'm just going to put the big and the medium-sized pointers in at the moment. So insert pictures, and there we go. That's the two needles in there. So what I'm going to do to make it easy to select, I'm just going to press Ctrl A, which will select everything on the screen. I'm just going to resize the images to make them slightly smaller. So to get them to resize together from the center, I'm going to press Ctrl and Alt now. And what that does, it'll resize it from the center and let go. And that's just a reasonable size. Also, because we've got more than one element on the screen, I'm going to also bring up our selection pane as well. So for those of you who have seen the rest of the tutorials, I use this quite a lot. And this is basically a layers palette and allows us to rename the images, and also we can layer them where we need to, because we can't select any of the images which are behind the top layer. So that's why we're going to use the the selection pane here. So I'm just going to rename so I know which ones are. So this is the small pointer, and we're going to go big pointer, use technical terms, and this one is the back. Okay, so all I've done there is just give them names so it's easy for me to see what they are when I animate them. Righty, so let's have a look. What is the next thing we're going to do? We're going to look at some animation now. So I'm going to just put that back to 0, and I'm going to just select the big pointer, and I'm going to do the same just to reset the altimeter to 0 so we can start a bit of animation. Now let's just simulate that we want to animate the instrument to 2,000 feet. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to animate the big pointer down to the 2. So that's quite simple. So I'll select that in my selection pane, and I'm going to animations, add animation, and I'm going to go spin, because everything about this instrument is about rotations. Now I'm not going to use the morph transition, which I do for a lot of the rotations in my instruments, because this instrument requires more than one rotation. That's not going to work. So that's why I'm going to use the traditional animation tools within PowerPoint. So I'm just going to get my animation pane up there, and I'm going to go effect options, smooth start, smooth end, just to make it look a bit nicer. And for the spin, I'm going to, because it's 2, that will be 72 degrees. So each one of those will be 36 degrees round, because there's 10 of them. So I'm just going to put 72 degrees there. Clockwise is the right one, and we're going to go OK. And that will, let's have a look. That didn't do that. That's because I didn't press return. So make sure you press return when you put the values in. So 72 and press return. Okay, that's better. Timing wise, we're going to go let's say 10 seconds. Okay, you can do as many basically short or as long as you want, but for this animation I'm just going to make it 10 seconds. So you see now it's gone down to the 2. Now what we're going to do now is make the small pointer spin twice to get to that 2,000 mark. So small pointer, add animation, again spin, and what we're going to do is small pointer, effect options, and we're going to select 720. So again, we want it to rotate twice. 720 and press return. Again, smooth and smooth start. Timing, we're going to do the same as we did for the big pointer. So it's 10. Again, return. So you see now that will spin around 10 seconds, twice. So if I was to preview the animation now by hitting Shift F5, you can see when I press to run the animation, that will do that. Actually, what I haven't done is I need to start that with previous, because that animation will run with the big pointer. So Shift F5 again, press the animation there, and you can see the altimeter will then go to 2,000 feet. Alright, simple. So fairly simple animation. It's all about just figuring out how many rotations you want and working out the degrees and just doing your standard animation tools there. Very simple. So have fun animating the altimeter, and as always, please don't hesitate to get in touch if you have any questions. Thanks very much.